All right, so we're with Pete. Pete's going to show us a representation of kind of the rehydration process, the battery research and testing markets. And Pete, I'll let you take it away.
What I did, I brought a sponge along. Trying to explain how the absorbed glass mat swells or changes or shrinks or whatever, a little difficult. This is not perfect because they obviously expand at different rates in the absorbed glass mat. But what you're going to see is, just as in the AGM cell, when the mat dries out, as Dan explained, it loses contact with portions of the plate. This is the exact same process. And I brought some water with food coloring in it. What you're going to see is, I'm going to pour it in, and it's going to expand, and the sponge is going to expand. Well, it expands in all directions. We're not going to notice that. But it takes time to get to the top. It may not wick all the way to the top in the little time we got, but you might be able to see the bottom of the mat already expanding.
Mm-hmm.
And let me put,
So it's just capillary wicking.
that's all it's doing. And,
That's what I was going to say.
yep.
Capillary wicking.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, that was a big
Is
word.
that coup de foie?
Yeah, no. But if you notice, if you can see, I don't know if you can see from that end, but I can see from this, the
I
bottom.
see
of
the expansion, absolutely.
Yep, and you can see it slowly coming up the side of the.
Why don't you tilt the plate for him so he can see it coming up? Because you can only see the end.
Um,
And maybe if you turn the plate, the viewers can see that
Oh,
the
okay.
liquid is working.
Okay, and
its
you
way
notice
forward.
the bottom is out here more.
Right,
I hadn't even
right.
thought of that, and that's because it expands in all directions.
And that's
it,
the continuity restoring
Yep,
to the
and
active material.
and it takes time to get way up to here. I mean, and the same thing.
So you just added 7 years to that sponge.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, look at that. And I turned it red in parts.
That's all right.
And eventually we'll probably go red all the way to the top. And what you'll see is we're not going to be here that long because it's lunchtime, but all that fluid will go away from the bottom.
Okay.
And again, this is not very scientific. It's just we're putting some in there.
But
that's
conceptually, it makes the point very clearly.
That's
so.
the concept. I mean, and you can see it this way and it's going that way. You know?
Now, hopefully, the absorbed glass mat wouldn't be that dry, or it wouldn't be a battery anymore. So
You're correct. It won't be that. But
Yeah.
if it is, it's not a battery.
right.
Um,
But
But-
have you recovered any that are that or nearly that?
we've
big?
recovered batteries. This blows me away from under 5% to over
Okay.
80-90%.
Well, that's almost that.
And that's the only thing it can be is that they were so dried out that
There was no continuity at all.
none. Or
Right. The
darn near-
omics must have been.
Oh, they were.
Yeah.
Just amazing off the scale. So you see how it just keeps coming up?
Yep.
Right.
So there you have it. If your
you
batteries are
can
dried out,
See the end.
you want to
getting
take a look at
thicker.
this.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, now that's as far as it'll go this
Right.
way, but over time it'll just keep going up. And of course, you notice how it quickly wicked a little ways,
Yeah.
but then it slowed down. So imagine trying to wick up this high. Ain't gonna,
Right.
And I'm sure that all the AGM manufacturers have made improvements through the years and continue
have.
to.
But plus, the time it takes to do that's a lot more cost effective than buying a whole new string of batteries. So,
Oh, by far.
keep that in mind when you
Yeah.
guys are
Yeah.
when your batteries are dried out.
Yeah.
Give battery research and testing a
Yep,
call.
yep. And records is important because we can look and see whereabouts should your that particular model cell be about. Not perfect. And if you're here and you're supposed to be here, or if you're here, you're supposed to be here,
Right.
we know that you're a candidate. And well, as you know, you can walk by a battery if it's hot. It's starting in thermal runaway. And it may not be all the way there yet, but it's
you're on
walking
your
into
way,
it.
yeah.
It's getting ready
It's
to
gonna get
jog.
there, yeah.
Yep. And
I'll tell you what I like about this. As complicated as all these processes sound and all this electrochemistry and all that, when you come down to it, it is just as simple as that and that.
damn close. You got
Yeah,
it. Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Yep. You can get all the scientific theory about how it recombines
we do
or whatever.
Toffel curves
Oh God, yeah.
we don't
But
want to explain those. but
You got to have proper saturation. Really, only three things: proper saturation, proper polarization on your negatives, and then a catalyst to hold the headspace, and not to hold the recombination process. To make it.
and a structurally contained.
Yep.
or,
Yep.
solid
And
container to
we've
begin with.
actually gone back in where we didn't. We had some cells that a few years down the road, companies were doing maintenance for,
Right.
they've off-gassed some more. So and I'm sure there's a limit, but you can go back and add a little water here and there. You don't go back and do the whole process.
What do you know? They're not maintenance free.
See that?
Oh, Jesus, no, they're not. Well, the guy that called him maintenance free, he became the marketing manager for somebody.
Right.
Took his bonus and left before they found out.
He was full of shit.
Yeah. I remember one of the papers that Dan did years ago was, why didn't they put a spigot in the cell so that
Oh, you know what? We did that yet. Now, Tom, you're in the cable business, and that's how we really upset somebody. Do you remember back in the days when people were having trouble with water
Coming out
from
of
the
the
extrusion process coming out of the cable?
Yes.
Well, in a big power plant, like a 6,000 amp plant in Philly, somebody taped a spigot to the side of the cable and took a few pictures. We had a great time.
Oh
with
my
that.
God.
Anything
That's
else?
awesome. No, that's good. Thank
That's
you
it.
very much.
Thank you guys.
And I guess we can incorporate that into when you were
Yeah.
talking about it too.
Yeah.